Yeah, I legitimately kind of hate the franchise right now. And that was one of the things that, like, all of this past few months have just led me to realize is I don't actually like Sonic that much. Because people have made good points. They're like, the majority of the franchise now is not what you grew up with. Like, they'll say this whenever I talk about classic being, like, what people should emulate or whatever. And they'll say things like, modern Sonic has now been around longer than classic Sonic. And that's true. And I hate that. Like, I really do. I sort of hate the franchise. And even though I'm a big fan of it, the franchise itself is just self-destructed. And so, for me, I like a very specific portion of Sonic at this point. Like, it's almost like its niche corner. And the shonen, over-the-top, garbage, drama, relationship stuff that plagues every anime is now what Sonic is. And I absolutely hate it. I wanted Sonic to be fun and a little bit more whimsical, and I always imagined Sonic, the world of Sonic, being like a sitcom almost, where Eggman constantly tries these crazy new things to trap the characters or to take over, and then they defeat him and everything resets. And maybe there's a new character introduced every now and then, but that's how I always pictured it. It's never been that way, but that's how I always imagined the world of Sonic. It's this sort of like, if you guys ever grew up reading Calvin and Hobbes, Calvin and Hobbes ran on for 10 plus years, and Calvin never stopped being 6 years old. I mean, there are more than 365 days worth of comics out of Calvin and Hobbes, but he never stopped being 6. He like Bill Watterson just told endless stories of a single character in a certain time in his life. It made no logical sense. There were way more than 365 stories for Calvin and moments in his day. And that's how I viewed Sonic largely, was this sort of character that was endlessly and perpetually this age. He didn't really grow up. Nothing really changed that much. They just kept being good guys and fighting, but that's not what people want. People don't want like sort of a stasis. They want this, what if Sonic could cry? What if Sonic was emotional? What does it look like if Sonic gets hurt? I'm like, why are you coming to this franchise for those things? And then why is the franchise capitulating to that? Why are they giving in and just rolling over and doing that exact stuff? Why is that what they want for the franchise? Kabuki thought you lost your mind with that message? No, I think I found my mind. I think I was just being honest with myself about how much I actually really loathe where the franchise is at.